Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Lori Langdon, board-certified pediatrician, mom of 6 and grandmother to 2, with another myth buster. So you've all heard the phrase, never wake a sleeping baby. Is that always true? No. And here's the one time when it is not true. Newborns cannot eat a large enough volume of milk at a time to maintain adequate caloric intake through the night when they're first born. So it's not only that they have their days and nights mixed up, it's that they need frequent calories and milk. And I have had a case before in the past in which the parents thought mistakenly they just had a really good baby. No, if you have a newborn who's just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping uninterrupted, they are probably dehydrated and they are probably becoming lethargic. So your pediatrician will instruct you how often you need to feed your baby. I have never known a baby that couldn't gain good weight at 2 ounces every 2 hours. Obviously, if they're breastfed, contact feeds, you won't know exactly how much they're taking, but even some breastfeeding moms will occasionally pump just to see how much they're taking at a time. So on average, and they're not always going to take up to 2 ounces, but you can tell if a baby's only getting 2 ounces at most per feeding, how in the world could they stretch through the night and have adequate calories for that? And I had this family who came in and said, oh, we've already taught the baby to sleep through the night. The baby was only a few days old, and I knew that is not good. And sure enough, the baby had terrible weight gain, and we are very concerned. So a good rule of thumb that I use, a lot of pediatricians do, is that once the baby is back up to birth weight, so you know all babies lose down from birth weight, that's normal, plateau out, and then start to regain around a half to a full ounce per day with the goal of hitting birth weight really by 10 days, but definitely by 2 weeks or 14 days. And so once the baby has hit birth weight by that 2-week mark, most of the time, if they're otherwise doing great full-term baby, most of the time we feel comfortable saying, okay, now you can trust the baby to demand that next feeding. And ironically, just when we give you permission to not set your alarm every 2 to 3 hours, sure enough, the baby is vigorous enough to demand that next feeding. So it's not that you're getting any more sleep. It's just that the baby is your alarm clock now. And obviously, we want you to remain sensitive to that baby's hunger cues. So should you ever wake a sleeping baby? Absolutely, if it is a newborn who is not yet up to its birth weight. I hope that was helpful. Thanks.